Nice. Thanks for agreeing to this.
No, of course.
Cool. So first, what's your name?
My name is Charlotte Blondeel.
Okay. Full name. Nice. Cool. And where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Okay. Belgium. And what part of Belgium?
I'm from the north part of Belgium, which is called Flanders. I speak Flemish. There's 3 official languages, so in the north we speak Flemish, in the south people speak French, and then there's a tiny community out in the east that speaks German.
Okay. Wow. Kannst du Deutsch sprechen?
Ein bisschen.
Oh, just like me. Okay, you were in Japan. How long have you been in Japan?
I've been in Japan since March 2019, so about 1 year.
Okay. What do you do in Japan?
I'm studying Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, can you speak Japanese?
Yes.
Cool. Can you give us your self-introduction in Japanese?
自己紹介
Yeah, 自己紹介日本語で。
皆さんこんにちは。はじめまして。私はシャルロットです。ベルギーから来ました。日本語を勉強しています。毎日頑張ります頑張っていますはい毎日頑張っていますこのぐらいかな
Yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Today we're at Nanzenji Temple, obviously, well not obviously for people who don't know, Nanzenji. What's your favorite temple or shrine in Kyoto?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I like Kibune Temple up north of Kyoto, so yeah, that's a nice one. I always visit that place in January, so I'm still planning on visiting that temple later this month.
Cool. And what's your favorite Japanese food?
My favorite Japanese food? Oh, there's so many. My favorite Japanese food. Sometimes I just like a plain udon.
Plain udon.
Kitsune udon or something. That's just never seems to bore me. It's really nice udon. But yeah, I mean, I like sushi as well, sashimi. I like a good oyakodon as well. It's really nice. So many.
How long have you lived in Japan?
I've been living in Japan since March 2019.
Do you like Japanese music?
I've been listening to Japanese music recently. Yes, I like Sakan Action. There's this new like J-pop girl band that just signed 88 Rising, and they're called Atarashi Gakko Rida. So new school leaders, and I really like their music as well. But I also really like old Japanese music. What is her name again? Hikaru Tada, for example. She's really good as well. She has some nice old songs. So yeah, I'm getting into it recently.
Okay, nice. Do you like any Japanese traditional arts like tea ceremony or flower arranging that you do or you want to do?
Yeah, I like Japanese flower arrangement, ikebana. I tried to do some ikebana by myself, and I bought a few books as well to study a bit on the matter, but I do feel like I maybe should take some classes in the future to get the hang of it a little bit more, or get to know more about the seasonal flowers, for example. That would be nice.
Okay. Cool. But do you like anime or manga?
Well, the thing is, before I came to Japan for the first time, which was about 2 to 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about Japan. I never had TV back when I was a kid as well, so I didn't watch any animation. I didn't know anything about it. So actually coming to Japan, I started getting interested in it. So now on Netflix, I'm trying to catch up with the major ones like Evangelion and Kimetsu no Yaiba. So I'm like, yeah, I watched those recently. So yeah, I'm getting into it. And manga, yeah. Now that my Japanese is improving, I'm starting to read some manga as well, slowly.
Anything that you like?
Not in particular. No, not anything particular.
What's your favorite Japanese word, if you have one?
My favorite Japanese word would be shorai for the moment. I equally like the kanji as the meaning of the kanji. the kanji has a nice balance, I think, and the meaning is future. So shorai means future, which is something I'm really I don't know, busy with for the moment. In about 3 months I'm going to graduate Japanese language school, so I'm kind of like, what's the next chapter gonna be? What am I gonna do? I'm not sure yet. I want to find a job, or I want to do something creative. So I'm fully working on the future shorai right now. So it's a nice word.
Cool. All right. So you were talking about the future.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the ideal future for you, for Charlotte?
My ideal future would probably be to be a singer.
Oh.
Yeah, I've always dreamt to be a singer. Ever since I was a child, I've always been singing. When I did my first part-time job in the weekends when I was 15 years old, I took the money and went to music school and bought my first singing classes, and then I joined a few bands as well, and I took some more classes after I graduated university. So it's been a huge part of my life, and I would like to, now that I'm getting to know the Japanese language, I would like to start singing Japanese songs as well and see where that takes me. That would be my ideal future, but that's a challenging occupation, so I'm being realistic as well, and I'm trying to see what my options are. I used to work in marketing communication as well, so I might do that again here in Japan with the experience that I have right now. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a lot of things.
Well, if you could choose, if you had singing on one hand or being a digital marketer on one hand, and both of them presented themselves to you, which one would you choose?
Singer, absolutely.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
So yeah, you know what I would say. That's what you should go. So you go for it.
Okay.
Definitely. Do you feel like Japan is like your new home now?
It does feel more and more like a home. I think it took about a year to kind of get used to life here in Japan, but I do consider it my home right now. I feel very comfortable living in Kyoto, at least. I don't know about living anywhere else in Japan, but Kyoto feels like home.
Oh. So obviously you're from Belgium. What do you miss most about Belgium?
Food. Yeah, I miss my mom's cooking. Yeah, I miss her. Even, I don't know, just her steak with fries, like French fries.
Yeah.
That's or some nice Christmas meal would be great. I really missed that this year or last year.
Okay.
So yeah, my mom's cooking.
Okay. And what do you really like about Japan that you would maybe like to take back to Belgium if you ever moved back?
This may sound surprising, but one of the first things that immediately, I don't know, captivated me when I came to Japan was basically how people communicate with each other. Maybe it was because I was working in communication, I don't know, but how people communicate with each other here is pretty different from what I'm used to in the West or Belgium or Europe. How considerate people are, how they approach things they want to talk about, how they treat other people. I really felt like I could learn something from that, and that was one of the reasons why I also decided to come to Japan to kind of find the best of both worlds when it comes to communicating with other people. And if I could take that experience back with me to Belgium, I think it would be, I think it would enrich my life and other lives as well. I mean, people around me, their life as well. So, yeah.
You came here before Corona, and now during the Corona pandemic, you are here. What's the main thing that's changed?
The main thing that has changed is obviously the amount of tourists, at least in Kyoto. It's a lot more quiet, a lot more peaceful, which I think quite a lot of people enjoyed so far. But of course, a lot of businesses depend on tourists, so I think it must have been quite hard for a lot of people as well, and a lot of people are still struggling. So I don't know, I think we're kind of heading back to a time where we need to support each other, people around us, and we need that, because at the time of the first wave of Corona, I was living by myself at my previous apartment, and I think maybe in 2 months' time I saw 2 people, and that was really hard. Like when I look back at that time, it feels like one gray, I don't know, memory or something, or like a grayish, I don't know. It was a really weird period, and I'm happy in Japan we're quite okay, and we can still meet people. Even though now businesses recently started closing at 9 again, there's some limits, but I think compared to the rest of the world, we're still in quite a good place. But yeah, we're just have to take it day by day, I think, and keep supporting each other and people around us.
Cool, okay. How did your school change? Because you're a student, right?
Yes.
So how did that change?
I think the first 2 months we only had online classes. Then when the numbers started to drop, we could slowly go back to school maybe once or twice a week. And now recently, for the past semester or the last semester, we could go to school maybe 3 times a week. 3 times a week, and 2 times a week it was online.
Okay.
So yeah, and of course, like, you can't come to school if you don't have a mask. You have to sanitize your hands. They take your temperature before classes start, so they did take some measurements.
Do you have any problems that you have in Japan? Like any problems that you have in Japan that you didn't have in Belgium?
Yeah, communicating, of course. As long as there's a language barrier, there's some difficulties sometimes, of course. Difficulties.
Like me, I find it's difficult to buy clothes. I'm quite big.
That's a really good one. Yes, I'm struggling to find pants, like good pants, because I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, you mean trousers?
Trousers, yes, exactly. Sorry, trousers. It's hard to find trousers because, I don't know. In Japan, it's hard to find trousers that are long, but like kind of, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess maybe it's just my body doesn't fit in the standards here in Japan, but it's hard to find long trousers that are kind of like, I don't know, they should have enough space here, but they should be tight enough around the waist. It's difficult, yeah. Shirts are fine, but usually my arms are quite long, apparently. Like once when I tried on a kimono, the lady who was dressing me, she said, "Oh, you have long arms." I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know, but apparently I have long arms." So when I buy shirts in Japan, usually it's like a small size, but then the sleeves are a little bit too short. So yeah, clothes can be an issue sometimes, yes.
Well, what would you say to someone who would like to come and live in Japan, maybe from Belgium or any other country?
Someone who would like to come and live in Japan. Definitely study the language. Try to study it as much as you can before you come to Japan, because it's very useful. So language, yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with right now.
All right, that's cool. Study language. Another question is, this is another I just thought of now. What did you expect of Japan that was different?
Back in Belgium, or I mean, I think everywhere in the world, people always assume like, in Japan they're always working. They must be super stressed. They're like they can't take time to relax. But what I found to be true is that actually Japanese people really know how to relax. They work hard, yes, and they work long often, but they also know how to relax a lot better than, I mean, I did at least. Like, I don't know how. When it just comes to the bathing culture, for example, or food culture, that's one thing. I think Japanese people can relax well.
Oh, Nice. If this was broadcast on Japanese television, what message would you like to give to Japan?
Oh.
This is like to everybody.
To everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much. That's a huge responsibility. Really, sometimes I just wish Japanese people would not be afraid to talk to me. Would not assume that I'm something or someone completely different. I'm just a person myself. Would be nice if would people come up to talk to me as well, or not be afraid when I talk to them. I'm just a person as well. So
Don't be afraid and come and say hi.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. All right. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Cool. Nice.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
I know we touched on you singing, and I didn't ask you to sing, and I'm not going to ask you to sing. However, the music that I should be playing in the background now is your music. Nice.
Don't know what else to do. You got me, baby.